Welcome to GIBS FN. My name is Ezra Ndwandwe and thank you for joining us. Today we're talking to Tinashe Ruzane, a BCom accounting science graduate who also is an entrepreneur. Tinashe, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You started your career by studying a BCom accounting sciences. Tell us a bit more about the decision that influenced that.
Well, basically when I was in matric, I got offered a bursary by Deloitte & Touche to pursue an accounting career. Particularly to become a CA. So then I went to study at University of Pretoria and pursue that degree.
And then after pursuing that degree, you graduated and then did what?
After pursuing the degree, I then decided I'd like to try my hand at entrepreneurship, actually.
Yeah.
So I put together a business and attempted to put together a smart ticketing system for the Department of Transport in Tshwane.
Okay.
Right.
And how did that go?
Not too well, but many critical lessons learned along the way.
Why is that? Why did it not go well?
Basically, what I managed to do was subcontract a lot of the components of the business.
Yeah.
And, what I ended up doing is not really having a core competency. So more being a middleman. And the other thing was, my team wasn't as strong as I would have liked it to be.
Yeah.
So in terms of competency of the business itself, it was questionable. These are some of the things I picked up along the way, but definitely a valuable period for me in terms of learnings.
And the critical lessons, what would you say were the critical lessons that came out of that?
Be sure of the industry you're going into.
Yeah.
So as much as you may have some maverick idea, make sure you have the experience and you have the team that can really take that idea forward. That was the key learning for me. And capital counts.
Yeah. And then, of course, you're now pursuing an MBA, an entrepreneurship MBA.
Right.
Is that the reason why? Because of the failures there?
Yeah, partly. But basically, I wanted to attain a more sophisticated knowledge of entrepreneurship and the dynamics of business in South Africa. So I decided to then, pursue this entrepreneurship MBA. It was quite a turn of luck, if you call it that, finding it. Because I was working for Adcock Ingram at the time, about to complete a contract, a 6-month contract, and I realized, I'm not really made for this accounting stuff. So
you actually are not a corporate animal, are you?
No.
You'd like to try different things and different businesses and see how where that takes you.
That's what excites me.
Okay.
Keeps me going.
You've now started a second business. Talk to us about that.
Basically, I'm involved in distributing motorcycles. I haven't launched the products yet, but looking at the student market, so providing cheap transport for students that's economical. It has some of the stylish features that you'd expect from a car, so it's a hybrid between a car and a motorcycle.
What do you think are the key ingredients that an entrepreneur needs to have in order to pursue a successful business or even start a sustainable business?
I personally believe you need to have the belief, first of all, because a lot of people will doubt you along the way, and you need to continue to believe that you're capable of doing what you want to do. So it's the belief, it's the passion, and I do believe that you need some sort of knowledge, some sort of experience, or at least a strong network that will support you where your experience lacks.
Do you think that the South African economic landscape has got space for entrepreneurs?
Most definitely. I think opportunities are there in abundance. You just need to be, keep your ear close to the ground and be aware of the changes in the economic landscape and the business environment.
And in terms of the impact that entrepreneurship can have on the economy in general, what's your view on that?
Well, the most obvious is that people point to is the creation of employment.
Yes.
But beyond the creation of employment, I personally believe in creation of new wealth in economies as opposed to redistribution of wealth.
Yes.
So I think that's a strong focal point, or it's something that Rwanda has managed to do quite well, and I think South Africa has that opportunity right now.
And in terms of your learnings now, given this experience that you've embarked upon in terms of your studies with the entrepreneurship MBA, what are the critical things that are coming out of it? Because this is the first that any business school in South Africa is offering
entrepreneurship MBA.
An entrepreneurship tailor-made sort of MBA.
One of the great things about this MBA was actually meeting entrepreneurs who are out there at different stages and really seeing that, hearing about the challenges that they face. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like you prepare yourself mentally for facing those challenges because you've heard about it firsthand. Mm-hmm. And the other being the network. Just from our class, everyone in there has some form of entrepreneurial aspirations. Mm-hmm. So that was quite inspiring, just being amongst a group of people like that, ranging from really young to really old.
Really old?
You're not old, mature. Yeah.
Now, from a perspective of really dissecting this entrepreneurship, as it were, because a lot of people believe that they can run any business. They can sell sweets at the street corner, or, to a very huge industry, as it were. Do you believe that to be an entrepreneur, you need to have some character, or you need to have capacity in terms of education?
I do believe it's a road of less resistance if you do have the education, some form of experience. Yeah. I don't think it's impossible if you don't. Yeah. But like I said, the road of less resistance. So equipping yourself with certain skills. For example, if you're looking at going to media, just finding out more about the media industry, about how it works. That'll really make your life a lot easier.
Yeah, but what about the ability to hustle? Because entrepreneurs must hustle.
That natural business acumen, I do think that's critical. Yeah. It's debatable whether entrepreneurs are born or whether they're made, but I do think you need to have some form of business charisma, if I can call it that, natural business charisma, to be able to spot opportunities and jump on them when they pounce up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. And the balance between street wisdom and book wisdom, as they call it?
The balance between street wisdom and book wisdom. I think, there needs to be a good balance, because often you'll find yourself in a room with highly educated people. Yes. So in as much as you may come in there with the street smarts, you better make sure you have the book smarts to talk the same language.